Hello everyone, welcome to this new video, problem of the day, part 6. So in this video I have come with another exciting problem, and also to remind you people, this series is only for people who enjoy solving math. Like, don't see this playlist if you're targeting for any other examinations, like if your main motto is for that. This playlist is only for people who really enjoy solving fascinating problems of mathematics in a very different way rather than the usual way that we usually find out in internet and all. So have this problem solutions are mostly designed by me, like a different approach to any to the approaches that are usually we see, and also the problems are also very fascinating problems. So coming to this video, today's problem again is related to differential calculus part, and also it's not completely related to that, but it's like applying some skills of both algebra as well as some basic mathematics skills. Okay, so looking at the problem, so this is the problem. If f function from 1 to infinity, so the domain is 1 to infinity and the range of this function is r, so f of x is monotonic. So always I recommend this method to be followed, like write the things that have been given to you in the question. Okay, so it's given as that f of x is monotonic, isn't it? F of x is monotonic. That means that either it would be completely increasing function or either it would be completely decreasing function, isn't it? So the function would be like looking in this way. So if I draw a graph in this way, so the function would be looking in this way, isn't it? Somewhat like this. So there are no ups and downs, basically that's the main motto of that. There's no ups and downs in that. It's basically either it would be increasing in this way or it would be decreasing in this way. So there are no ups and downs, that's the main motto. So that's what our graph actually looks like if it's monotonic, completely monotonic. So and differentiable function, yeah, definitely. And f of 1 is 1, so f of 1 is equal to 1, and the number of solutions of the equation f of x is equal to 1 by x square minus 2x plus 2, right? So first of all, any of these questions, like the first and the foremost method that you need to get into your mind is equating the ranges. This is the heading that I designed that. So equating the ranges, okay, equating the ranges. So equating the ranges is the foremost method that you need to get into your mind. Like you need to equate the ranges of the function, that's it, and see there if there is anything like matching. Okay, if the range of this is matching with this range or not, so then you can get the number of solutions, the idea of the number of solutions. Okay, so starting with that, first of all, if you see this, the function in the right hand side, it's basically nothing but 1 by x square minus 2x plus 2, isn't it? So this we can write it as 1 by x square minus 2x plus 1, and this is nothing but 1 by x minus 1 whole square plus 1, isn't it? X minus 1 whole square plus 1. And so from here we can infer the range of this. So the range of this ranges, so just put x is equal to 0 first. Okay, like first make sure like what's the range of this denominator, because this is a constant, you don't need to bother about this. So you need to bother about this thing. So the minimum value this can take, this part, okay, the minimum value this part can take, the minimum value this part can take is 0, isn't it? When you put x is equal to 1, you get that to be 0, that's the minimum value. And whatever the value other than x is equal to 1 you take, you get some value of positive integer, which is of course greater than 0, isn't it? Because it's a square term, and whatever you keep x value will get the value to be positive one, which is of course greater than 0, isn't it? So this one, the minimum value is 0. So if it is 0, the minimum value is 0, then the minimum value of this function would be, and the maximum value of this function would be 1. Why am I telling this as the maximum? Because this is in the denominator, so how much minimum it could be, that much maximum it will be resulting us. Okay, so that's the reason. So if it is minimum, the minimum post possible value for this whole term is 0, so then we'll get the maximum of this to be 1, and the maximum of this value is infinity, isn't it? X minus 1 whole square, put x value to be infinity, you get this to be infinity. So 1 by infinity is equal to 0. Okay, so the minimum of this function, of the total function, is 0, and the maximum of the total function is 1. So range is basically 1 to infinity. Okay, so the range is basically from 1 to infinity. You can not get that to be 0. You can even try that. Sorry, I have written it in the wrong way. It's not 1 comma infinity. Sorry. Yeah, let me erase this. Yeah, it is basically 1 comma I would say 0 comma 1. Okay, or else it's just like you cannot get the whole term to be 0 anytime. So it's basically open bracket 0 comma 1. This is the range. Okay, so minimum possible value is 0, approximate to 0, because we cannot get this to be 0. Basically you cannot get this to be 0, but it's approximately 0, and the maximum of this is 1 when you put at x is equal to 1. Okay, at x is equal to 1 we gonna get. So basically the graph looks like this for the RHS. Okay, for this expression 1 by x square minus 2x plus 2 is basically nothing but 1 by x square, sorry, I would write it in this way, 1 by x minus 1 whole square plus 1. So the graph of this would be in this way. So the graph of this will be in this way. This is the maximum value, which is 1. So whatever the values you're gonna keep, you get it to be 0. So it could be in this way. It goes on to, yeah, just ignore the mistakes in the graph, like, so it never touches x-axis, but it's approximately to the 0. So here also it happens to be in the same way. It's never 0, but it goes on to the like this is a graph of that. Okay, now you need to find the solutions basically, isn't it? You need to find the solution of f of x. So what is f of x? Let us see that. So the thing which is given to us is f of x, isn't it? Now basically they have given one point, that f of 1 is equal to 1, isn't it? So now I need to get an idea, like how does this f of x looks like, isn't it? I know that f of x is monotonic, but I have no idea like it is increasing function or decreasing function, isn't it? I have no idea of f dash of x, isn't it? If f of x is increasing, then f dash of x should be greater than 0. If f of x is decreasing, then f dash of x should be less than 0. But I have no idea regarding f of x, isn't it? F of x. So I'll write it in this way. So f of x, I need to get an idea of this. So just differentiate it. So it becomes f dash of f of x into f dash of x, isn't it? It's like a chain rule. And now if you see this, in the first case, in the case 1, okay, case 1, if f of x is a decreasing function, okay, if f of x is decreasing function, then I would get f dash of x to be less than 0, and obviously f dash of x will also be less than 0, isn't it? Because both are decreasing function, because f dash of x is less than 0, and the same function we are using it in a composite way, so it will also be less than 0. So when you multiply these both things, okay, when you multiply these both things, so then definitely you will be getting that to be a positive integer, isn't it? Or I would say a positive value. It's not an integer, it's a positive value. So that means that f of x would be increasing, isn't it? Because we have got that f dash of x like this one. Let me write it in a clear way. I have written this in a wrong way. Yeah, fine. First thing is f dash of x is less than 0 if f of x is decreasing. Now if I assume this f of x as some y, okay, if I assume this f of x some y, then f dash of y will also be less than 0, isn't it? Because it's a decreasing function. So definitely when you see this graph, when you see this f dash of x into f dash of x, because it is less than 0 and this is less than 0, totally it will be greater than 0. That means that f of x will be an increasing function. And now take the case 2, okay, case 2 is when you find that f of x to be increasing. When you assume that f of x to be increasing, definitely f dash of x would be greater than 0, and f dash of x will also be greater than 0, because it is something, the value that you're putting and differentiating it, and it will of course be greater than 0 because it's monotonically increasing. So the whole thing will again be an increasing function. That means that f of x will always be an increase. So either if f of x is decreasing or f of x is increasing, you have nothing to do with f of x will always be an increasing function. Now you need to make sure what is the starting point of that, okay. Now if you make sure like you need to find the point. So basically we got to the conclusion that f of x is an increasing function, isn't it? F of x is an increasing function, but we have no idea from where does it start actually. Okay, what is the range? So let us put the value that have been given to us. We have given that f of 1 is equal to 1, so put x is equal to 1 here. We get f of 1, isn't it? So it's basically again f of 1, and it's nothing but 1, isn't it? Because we know that f of 1 is 1, so put x is equal to 1 in this equation, in this function. You get f of 1, which is nothing but, because f of 1 is 1, we have found that to be f of 1 and x 1. So that means that f of x is equal to 1 at x is equal to 1, isn't it? At x is equal to 1, it is f of 1. So when you see the graph here, when you see the graph at x is equal to 0, at x is equal to 0, for this we are getting this function, isn't it? For x we are getting this function. And now for 1, okay, and for 1, if I consider the graph of f of x, okay, f of x, it starts with 1. Okay, when if I keep 1 at x is equal to 1, I am getting 1, isn't it? So definitely my graph would be in this way, and because it's continuously increasing, my graph would somehow be in this way. I have no idea whether it passes through the origin or not, so it doesn't even matter, like it will go in this way function, right? Let me draw it clearly. So either if I consider the case, if it's not passing through the origin, it would be in this way or it would be in this way, isn't it? So definitely I'll be finding one solution here, and if I assume that it would be passing through the origin, okay, if I assume that it passed through the origin, it would be in this way. So either of the case we are finding only one solution, isn't it? In this case we are finding only one solution, and in this case we are finding only one solution, here or here, isn't it? So of course, when my because I've got f of x to be greater than f dash of f of x into f dash of x to be greater than 0, I can it's greater than 0, I can assume that this f of x is an increasing function. Okay, is an increasing function. So it's like it's monotonic increase. There is no up and down in between. So definitely my graph would somehow look in either of these three ways. If it's passing through origin, in this way; if it's not passing through origin or some of the other, it would find in this way, but there will be no up and down. So if I see that my graph would be in this way, and this graph f1 by x minus 1 whole square plus 1 is in this way, so in that if I see, I will find a one solution here or here or here. So only the possible number of solution possible is 1. Okay guys, so I hope you understood this. So if you see the question carefully, once again they are asking the find the number of solution of the equation f of x is equal to 1 by x square minus 2x plus 2. So that's what we done. First of all, we got the range of this, like we got an idea of the right hand side equation, and when then we have found the properties, like the way f of x is behaving basically. So we have got that to be increasing, and we have found the value of 1 because we have been given with some values at x is equal to 1, so we have took the L of it. So when we find that, we found that at x is equal to 1 we are getting the value of 1, so it will definitely be in this way starting. So either it could be in this way or this way or this way, isn't it? So either of the way possible, it will only intersect the graph of right hand side at only one point. So the number of solution possible is 1. I hope you all enjoyed this problem. It's a very good problem, conceptual problem, and if you like this, please do share to all the math geeks around you, so that they will also have a look onto it and see this method, equating the ranges. This is a method that I designed, basically the phrase, and in many of the other solutions you find different solution, but this is my solution, which is a quite different and interesting one. I hope you all enjoyed solving this problem, and definitely do share this to maximum number of people, of maths lovers, so that they do comment their opinions on this type of problems and share their ideas. Thank you, and stay tuned for the next video.